Tuesday morning, I hop out of the shower, put my clothes on, I go back into the bathroom to brush my hair, and Vicky's in there. Okay, no big deal. I figure eventually she'll move. She doesn't. Scrappy knows I'm there. Scrappy notices Vicky's not moving. So screw it, I go downstairs with my hair unbrushed.
I forgot to comb your hair. So now I'm finger combing it.
My hair's a mess? Are you serious?
Listen, my hair isn't any better, but yours is really a mess.
I wasn't going to say a thing about your hair.
I got to take Vicky's Suburban down to Goodyear in Hebron, drop it off to get a front end alignment. And guess who's going with me? So we jump in the Suburban and head down there. The dogs are staring at victims everywhere. Anyway, we get down to Goodyear and Kenny Powers shows up to haul us home. It was at this moment that I realized Kenny Powers no longer has his van. He's got this old raggedy S10, and it was a little cramped in there for all of us. The dogs were antsy, and they were excited to see Uncle Kenny. Especially June Pup. Anyway, once we got back to the house, I took Kenny out back to show him Billy's new trailer that he bought. It's a 2-car open trailer so that they can haul 2 cars at a time when we go south in the wintertime. This is the trailer he bought off Sean Rooney over in New York. So anyway, once we get over at the house, we start loading up tools so that Billy can tune his S10 on the dyno today. He's going into CIA performance with the S10 and try and get the air-fuel ratio dialed in. While I'm loading up a little box of hand tools and carburetor jets, Kenny Powers is filling fuel jugs and topping off the fuel cell in the back of the S10 so that when Billy gets here, it's ready to go. I went out and hooked up Billy's dually to the open trailer and had everything ready for him when he got there, so all he had to do was load the truck up and head towards Columbus. So now that my shop's back open, I decided today would be a good day to take advantage of the nice weather, open the shop door, air the place out, and bring the dually inside to do some maintenance on it. It's had this rattle on the right front wheel for a long time, and today we're going to get to the bottom of it. So me and Kenny Powers pull the truck in, put it on the lift, pull the front wheels off, and decide it's time to put new front brake pads and calipers on it, and repack the wheel bearings. The only problem is, the calipers I bought are the wrong ones. Luckily, we've got good weather because Vicky's Suburban's down at the tire shop, the dually's on the lift tore apart, and the only thing I got left to drive, you guessed it, the old 55. So June Pup and I run down to see Mark at A1 and exchange out these calipers. Mark gets us all fixed up, brings the stuff out, puts it in the car for me. I fire the 55 up, and guess what? The generator quit working. So now I'm down to my last vehicle, and even it has a problem. I limp the 55 Chevy home, and when I get back, my brother's there helping Kenny. I didn't even realize he was going to come help with the truck, but when he stopped by, he decided to help us out. God bless him for that. My old Chevy dually's got 350,000 miles on it. And almost every mile of it was spent pulling a trailer, either a construction trailer or a race car trailer. The truck's really in pretty decent shape, but it does need some minor repairs to the body. Mechanically, the thing's excellent. So Jeremy repacks the wheel bearings for us and reinstalls the rotors on both sides.
Bucko.
Oh boy.
Cartoons?
Why not?
If it makes you happy, then it makes me happy.
What do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Well, the horrible noise on the front right wheel, you're finally getting it fixed.
So let's just take into account how long it's been since I've been able to just use my shop at my leisure. First, I mean, seriously, there's been stuff in here every day for years and years and years.
Back seat.
What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know. I'm not in the mood to cook though.
You want me to take you out?
Probably just go grab something and bring it home.
What are you going to use? Because the only thing left here that operates is this, and it's out of commission. And I drove the 55 down to get parts, and the generator quit on it on the way back. So,
Chef Boyardee pizza.
So once we got the dually all put back together, my brother backed it out of the shop for me and I took it for a test drive to make sure everything was okay and made it back just in time for dinner.
that looks good.
Chef Boyardee pizza. We have been eating Chef Boyardee pizzas since we were 15. Before we could
We've been eating Chef Boyardee pizzas together.
when we started dating, neither one of us had a driver's license, right? So either my mom or your mom would drive us to one or the other's house, and your mom always kept a stash of these in her pantry. So like Friday, Saturday night for the weekend, it was a big deal. We'd have a homemade pizza and watch VHS tape movies that we rented at Shazam Video.
These are the good old days.
Yeah, the only problem is they changed them. You used to be able to get the cup of sauce that had pepperoni bits already in it.
Yeah, now they're skimping out. We have to add our own pepperonis.
Yeah, Chef Boyardee changed it like 2 years ago. They stopped offering that one.
I'll bet you I can find a vintage Chef Boyardee pizza kit on eBay. It still has the pepperonis in it. I should go look.
I bet people, they have to know what we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
You know that they've changed it. They messed it up. They messed up. They messed with a good thing that they didn't need to.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So, Tommy's at home editing Billy's video from the dyno session yesterday. And I don't want to say anything until the video comes out. I don't want to spoil anything. But be watching for that maybe later on tonight. Just got a notification on a YouTube thing, and I thought maybe it might have been that video, but it wasn't. So, anyway, after dinner tonight, I'm taking advantage of my shop. On one hand, I kind of miss the kids being here every day, and on the other hand, it's really been nice. Got the dually in here today, and I got some work done on it that's been needing to be done for a very long time, and I just haven't had the opportunity to be able to pull something in here when I needed to. It's been a long time since I've been able to just use my shop. And same thing with a skid steer. After dinner, I pulled the skid steer in here. It's got a problem with the quick attach, where you hydraulically detach the front bucket. It's got an electric switch above your head. So I pulled the skid loader in here, and the battery was kind of low on it. So I got the battery on charge, and got to looking at this electrical system on the quick attach and found a broken wire on the back of the loader. So, and Kenny's car is still sitting in here. We want to get it done. I think Kenny's going to be here again tomorrow. I'm not sure 100%. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Oh, speak of the devil.
What? What's tomorrow?
I got to take Scrappy Doo to the vet.
Doesn't she seem extra calm right now?
Oh, yeah.
She's very mellow.
Are you very mellow right now, Scrappers?
She doesn't do the vet very well, so they give her like pre-meds to calm her down. So she had her first dose tonight, and she's so calm.
So I had to go to the vet earlier today and pick up her pre-vet meds. And Vicky's already given her her dose for tonight, and she's extra mellow.
Sleepy.
What do you got going on tomorrow, Squirrely?
Just one more day of work, and then I get a 3-day weekend.
Oh, yeah, you're off Friday, aren't you?
Yes. New Year's Eve.
So what are you playing on Friday?
New Year's Eve is going to be a big...
So after I got done talking to Vicky for a little bit, I decided to get the skid loader put back together, get the side shields put back on it, and get it backed out of the garage because I really need to get the 55 Chevy brought back in to work on it. So I put this thing back together and back it out of the garage after I check the oil and some of the fluids.
All right, so I got skid loader out of here and got the old 55 back in. And when I went down to Mark's earlier today, shut it off, everything was fine. I come out and fire it back up and the generator light comes on and doesn't go off. That's a problem. So I'm gonna call mom and dad and see what they wanna do. I know they like to keep the car all original for the most part. I know dad probably isn't going to want to hear anything about taking the generator off, so I may go ahead and pull the generator off of it and look into it. I know the other day well, it's not the other day, about 4 months ago, the generator quit working and I pulled the generator apart and one of the brush wires had kind of disintegrated. So that may be the case yet again. And there's some other things I'd like to do. I think I want to take the carburetor apart, clean it out a little bit. I think I want to do a little bit of tuning on the carburetor. I think it's still needing a little bit of a tweak to the primary side. It's been a while since I've been into the carburetor on the 55, but the carburetor's been on the car for over a year now. It's probably about time to get into it, put some gaskets in it and freshen it up. And you know, when we first got the 55 out, it still had the original fuel tank in it. And that fuel tank had a lot of rust. And originally, when we first got the car running, I had a lot of trouble with dirt and rust getting in the carburetor. And I don't think I've really had it. I don't really think I've had that carburetor apart since we put the new fuel tank in it. So there's probably still a good bit of dirt and debris in the carburetor bowls. So I don't want to let that sit. Now that I've got time and I can work on things, there's little things like this that have been kind of eating at me for a long time. And it's just been hard because there's always somebody's car in here getting worked on, or truck or whatever. And for the longest time, I just couldn't get it in the shop. You know, we've been going wide open throttle here for so long, years and years and years, working on Billy's truck or Tommy's truck or the Falcon. And so there's just been a lot of little things that have kind of been let go. So now I'm going to try and start getting caught up on some of these things, you know, like the equipment, the skid loader, and getting the dually in here and getting that rattle fixed. Hopefully tomorrow we get Vicky's Suburban back. It's been down there at the alignment shop and they're looking into something. They think it might be some electronic sensor. I'm not sure. Hard to tell. But hopefully we'll get the Suburban back tomorrow, and then I'll take my dually down, get it aligned, get new front tires on it. And from that point on, the dually is like mechanically A1. Like the old dually's in pretty good shape mechanically. I am, however, interested if anybody happens to know where there is a set of nice original OEM bucket seats, either cloth or leather. The truck came from the factory with leather. It doesn't bother me either way. The only one that sits in the back seat's the dogs, and they don't care. The back seat's fine, it's still leather, but it would be nice to have matching front and rear seats like it had factory. And I'm going to start looking for some sheet metal. I want to put new fenders and doors on the truck, and I'm going to put new cab corners in it. And I want to get the truck repainted and put new simulators and hubcaps and get it all detailed out. Like the headlights are pretty well yellowed in it, and the turn signals, the cab markers need to be freshened up, need to go over all the lights. And I just want to get that old truck cleaned up nice. That truck has been really good to us. We have towed all over the country with that truck, and sometimes grossly overloaded. I was shocked the other day when I weighed Billy's Cummins truck hooked to that trailer. It was 27,600 pounds total. Now, I know that Dodge weighs a good bit more than my Chevy, but still, I mean, that truck was rated at 10,000 pound GVW from the factory. And I'm sure we were probably grossing 26,000 pretty easy, maybe 25,000, pretty easy, with the Chevy hooked to the 50-foot trailer. And the truck has 350,000 miles on it. The original engine and transmission have never been out of it. I did have to replace one hydraulic lifter, oh God, 20 years ago. We've put intake gaskets on it one time, but the transmission, it's a 4L80E transmission. Transmission's never been out of it. Heads have never been off of it. It's on its second or third distributor. I did have a little trouble with the distributor in it, but 350,000 miles, I can't complain, you know. It's a 454 gas engine. It's a Vortec 454. I don't know what they were rated at. I think 290 horsepower stock and 400 some foot-pounds of torque. So it's not a really, really high horsepower, high output engine, but at 350,000 miles, and it really hasn't given us much trouble at all. I did have some trouble with the distributor going out of it and distributor caps. That's pretty common on that Vortex setup. But other than that, that truck has been just incredible for me and my family. And I would like to get that truck cleaned up and fixed up. I wouldn't say restored, but I would like to get it straightened up pretty decent, so it doesn't look so raggedy, you know. Because it's still a good truck. I mean, we'd still be able to use it to pull a 24-foot trailer or a 26-foot enclosed trailer, or, you know, I'm sure it would probably pull Billy's two-car open trailer pretty easily. And, you know, of course, I've still got my construction trailer out back that I haul equipment with. So there's still a good use for that truck here, and I want to keep it maintained and straighten it up pretty good. It's been awfully good to me and my family. So if anybody knows where there's some really nice sheet metal, I need fenders, I need power window doors. The hood's fiberglass now. I'm not worried about the hood, but I would like to put some seats in it, some nice seats, or if anybody knows somebody that can recover the seats, let me know in the messages or in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. Vicky would definitely appreciate it, because when she rides someplace with me, the seats in that thing are just terrible. All right, guys. Watch Street Racing Channel's new video. We took the truck and put it on the dyno, and Billy took his shot at tuning the engine. I think he learned it's not quite as easy as what maybe Dad makes it look like. And I'll maybe talk about that in tomorrow's video. What happened on the dyno and what I think probably caused the air-fuel ratio to be what it is. And I don't know. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't seen Billy's video, go watch it. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow.